Hey folks, it is March 7th, 2023, and it is now time for my Blu-ray slash Ultra HD collection slash the complete series and seasons DVD collection video. So my Blu-ray slash Ultra HD collection is significantly smaller than my DVD collection because by the time it got to the point where I had a Blu-ray player, the movies had become, like, the physical media of movies had basically just become so expensive that it wasn't worth it for me to collect, you know, like, any movie I was interested in buying. Like, only like, very specific movies, basically. And then eventually, once I got Disney Plus or into other streaming services, the whole physical movie thing just became completely obsolete for me. So, yeah, as of that time, I don't collect movies anymore. But, yeah. So starting alphabetically, or numerically I should say, we have 9. So this movie is, so I guess Tim Burton had a hand in this movie, like he was one of the producers, but yeah, it definitely feels like a Tim Burton movie, close, but it's very dark toned and post-apocalyptic kind of thing. So, interesting memory with this movie, not so much the movie itself, because the movie itself is just okay, but when I went to see this movie back in November 2014 in theaters, I was 2 months into my first year of university, and I remember going to Spokane, Washington, a theater in Spokane, Washington, with some friends, and it was very exciting because, like, we just felt like free adults, basically, because we had just graduated high school earlier that year, and we were in university, and we just felt like we were, you know, we embraced the fact that we were adults and we could just do anything we want, basically. So yeah, it was good times. Detective Pikachu. This was the first video game movie that I had seen in a very, very long time. The only other video game movie I've seen besides before this was, you know, the earlier Pokemon movies, like in the early 2000s, and then we had the Super Mario Bros. Movie back in 1993. So, you know, video game movies were kind of niche, I guess, because the Super Mario Bros. Movie just established that they always. Not always, but like it kind of cursed video game movies in a way, sort of. Like, basically, people just assume from that point on they'd always be bad if they're based on a video game. But Detective Pikachu is actually pretty good. It was very enjoyable to watch. Here we have Finding Dory, the 2016 sequel to Finding Nemo, but you're already aware of that. I'm sure everyone knows about this movie. The original Ice Age. Because for so long I had just the second movie on DVD, and finally, you know, one day when I was at work, I saw it on Blu-ray, you know, the first movie. I thought, well, I better pick it up because I actually liked the first movie. Incredibles 2, back in 2018. I really liked this movie the first time I saw it, and I still think it's a pretty good movie, but yeah, it doesn't compare to the first one. And now we have the only 2 movies that I have on Ultra HD, and I don't know why. Well, I can understand the first movie, but I don't know why I bought the second movie. But it's the Secret Life of Pets movies. These are the only 2 Ultra HD 4K movies that I have. And when I got, okay, so this was when the Ultra HD format was brand new. It was back in 2016 when the first Secret Life of Pets came out. It was around that time that the 4K Ultra HD media just started, basically. And at this time, I didn't have a 4K Ultra HD player at all. In fact, the only 4K Ultra HD players I have are my Xbox Series X, my PlayStation 5. But I didn't have those, obviously, in 2016, so I don't know why I got 4K Ultra HD, because I didn't have a 4K Ultra HD player. So I just played the Blu-ray DVD, and that was it. I used the Blu-ray disc after that, so yeah. And the second movie, I think I watched it once, maybe? Yeah, I probably watched it once, and that was it. So, back in 2018, I got on this little kick where I wanted to collect and watch every single Disney movie ever. So, because of that, I got Snow White and Seven Dwarfs on Blu-ray. And I was planning on collecting, like, every single Disney movie, but so after I got Snow White, I got Pinocchio to sort of continue that. So I got both these Blu-ray DVDs, and I watched them, and I pretty much gave up after that because it was so expensive to try and collect every single Disney movie. and especially some of the older ones are very obscure and hard to just to watch, let alone get physical media of them. Then we have Sonic the Hedgehog. I really enjoyed this movie, and I haven't seen the second one yet, but I heard, is the second one even out yet? I can't remember if it went. I'm pretty sure it came out recently. And, well, yeah, the second movie did just come out. I think it was last year. My friend said it was pretty good, so I definitely need to check that out. But yeah, I think this was actually the last Blu-ray disc I got. Actually, was Sonic the Hedgehog, and since then I haven't. Well, actually, I think there was one other one, but we'll get to that later. And finally, Wreck-It Ralph 2: Ralph Breaks the Internet. This movie sucks. This movie is not that good. It's just so weird, like the whole idea of Ralph being insecure about his friendship with an underage child. It's just so, it's kind of uncomfortable when you think about it, actually. The whole premise of the movie, like, it'd be fine, like, it would be one thing, like, if he was insecure about an adult, a fellow adult friend, but this is a child, so it's just so weird. Like, his attachment to her is just very, it's just not right. That's all I can say on that. So that's it for my Blu-ray, it's not entirely it for my Blu-ray collection, but when you see the rest of my collection, it'll make sense why they're separated from the rest of the collections, basically. So moving on to the complete series / seasonal DVDs. Okay, so next up we have Angry Video Game Nerd, seasons 1 through 9 on DVD. And this is all they have for DVDs so far. They didn't release season 10 and onwards. I don't think they ever will. So this basically is a complete DVD collection, like up to season 9. And I think they released the rest of the series on Blu-ray. So if I am crazy enough to collect physical media again, it would probably be, the Angry Video Game Nerd episodes on Blu-ray. But otherwise, why not just watch them on YouTube? So yeah, that's it's all 9 seasons right here, and it looks kind of cool when you put them together. It like makes a picture basically from the spines. But yeah, I really loved Angry Video Game Nerd, and I still watch it this very day. I've seen every episode, even the new ones, which are just not as enjoyable as the old ones. But I still watch it because it's Angry Video Game Nerd, so why not? Yeah, I don't have much to say beyond that. Like I started watching the content back in 2010. When they were on season 4 or 5 or whatever. So I think the Rob episode, the episode 100, was the first new episode I watched, like right when it came out. So that kind of gives you an idea like how long I've been watching the videos, basically. Yeah, nothing else to say beyond that. Okay, next up we have Courage the Cowardly Dog, the complete series. I love these complete series DVDs. I'm so glad they're putting these out, and these actually might be the things I do consider getting, and instead of doing the streaming service, because at least that way I can just own these episodes without having to pay a monthly fee to watch them. So that works out for me, honestly. Next up we have iCarly Season 1 Volume 1. This is the only one I have. This is the only one I plan to get. I'm not planning on collecting the rest of this series because, just the controversy surrounding the creator, basically, and just all the other crap they hear about the behind-the-scenes shit. I just don't plan on, collecting any more, any of it. Maybe someday I'll go back and watch the episodes again, but it's just not. When you look back on the entire show, after this whole controversy with Dan Schneider happened, it just kind of feels uncomfortable with, going back and watching the episodes. It still kind of was weird even when I was a kid watching these episodes, but yeah, it's especially uncomfortable now knowing the truth to everything. Next up we have The Legend of Zelda. Yep, there was a cartoon based off Legend of Zelda, and at the time, all we had was the first 2 games. This was 89 or 90 or something like that. So we only had the first 2 games at this point. So it's very interesting to see what kind of show they came up with the lore that they did have at the time. And Ganon is kind of hilarious in this show, I gotta say, just beyond hilarious. Especially one scene that I would show, but I don't want to get to whole copyright claims and shit. But yeah, this is the complete season, just 1 season. This is the complete series. It's all 13 episodes on this disc right here, and still they're I definitely recommend watching them at least once because they're kind of funny. It's like one of those shows that's like so bad it's good, basically. Link is insufferable in this show. Like, I guess if you want to hear my full thoughts on it, I can make a video like talking all about it. But I guess I do have quite a few things to say about the show if I were to talk about making it into a full video. So yeah, I guess I could someday. Okay, I figured we might as well rip the Band-Aid off as quickly as we possibly could. So here it is. I mentioned before that I watched the show, so this shouldn't surprise anyone. I have this whole DVD set here. I got the first 7 seasons, the 4 EQG movies, and the movie that came out in 2017. You know, with the Blu-Ray and whatnot, and also the 4th movie's in Blu-ray as well. But they haven't released seasons 8 and 9 on DVD yet. I'm kind of waiting for that to happen because I really don't want to pay for the full expensive price they're asking for on Amazon Prime Video. That's kind of stupid. But yeah, otherwise, I enjoyed this show enough that I've loved watching the episodes, but not enough to collect some merchandise or get too involved in the fandom. So, moving on from here. Okay, next up we have Cat Dog, the complete series DVD. So Cat Dog is more just for nostalgia purpose, if anything, for me. Otherwise, I don't really care for the show. Like, when you actually watch the show, it's just the main character is getting beat up constantly for sometimes no reason, sometimes I don't know. Like, I don't even know if there's like ever justifiable reason that the character's getting beat up. It's just kind of gets insufferable to watch after a while. So yeah, I just watch it for that nostalgic intro, basically, if anything else. However, this is another story. This is Rocko's Modern Life, the complete series. And Rocko, yeah, very good show. Classic Nickelodeon stuff, just all around. And it's very relatable, too, now as an adult. So I can actually, understand, relate to the struggles that he goes through in the show, basically. And, like, I'm not like, struggling for money or anything like that, like he's portrayed as in the show. But it's still very enjoyable to watch, and it kind of gives you like a new perspective, like when you watch it as an adult, when you watched it as a kid originally. So yeah. And now we have what was my favorite American sitcom growing up, actually, and that was Roseanne. So yeah, it might surprise a lot of you to know this, but I actually was a big fan of this show growing up as a kid. I would stay up until literally 3 or 4 a.m. on Nick at Night, just to watch it when I was like 12 to 14 years old, basically. And much to my mom's dismay, but yeah, I did, because that was the only time I could possibly watch it, basically. When I was much younger than that, I think they were airing it like earlier in the night, like actually a time I could possibly watch it, but that was before I was old enough to give a shit about sitcoms, basically. So yeah, there's that. We have What's New Scooby-Doo Seasons 1 and 2. Again, I mentioned this in the previous vlog. I'm not a big Scooby-Doo fan, so I don't know why I have these. I don't think I ever watched these, actually. I think my mom got them for me, but I think she didn't realize that I don't really watch Scooby-Doo that much, so yeah. And next up, we have my entire season DVD collection of SpongeBob / Blu-ray. So, yeah, let's get through all these. So the first season of SpongeBob was released in a complete DVD box form in 2003. And I had that one up until I lost it at a hotel, like back in 2010 or 2011 or somewhere around there. And so instead, in 2012, or I don't know, sometime after, basically, like, so for the longest time, I thought about like trying to find the box set on Amazon or whatever, but I couldn't find it, at least at a reasonable price. So I had to settle for this, because back in 2012, they re-released the Season 1 DVD, and I think they did the same for 2 and 3, to reflect the new logo and branding of the show at the time. And, yeah, it doesn't look as good, like, anywhere near as good as the Season 1 box set. And, like, it's got the same discs, but it doesn't have the, that note that comes from, that note from Patchy that you get with all those original seasons. I miss those, you could read it. A letter basically directly from Patchy about, hey, congrats on getting this season box set or whatever. So that sucks. I'm just missing the one for Season 1 at this point. But at Season 2, I still have the original box from 2004. And, yeah, it looks really cool. It's got Plankton in the back there. Yeah, and it's got the letter from Patchy. I guess I could read that just for old time's sake, just to see what it says. I'll probably do that. I guess I'll do that just for something special for this video. Just kind of have the note from Patchy to read, just something to do. Wait. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Yeah, it's on the... It's just so cool having this, and so cool looking at this too. Like the way they're presented is just so cool and unique for each season. Yeah, it says, "Ahoy there! This be the second season DVD box set of SpongeBob SquarePants, the second leg of the voyage. Having weathered the squalls of the first season, the SpongeBob animation crew now had their sea legs and attacked the second season's challenges with vigor. The resulting cartoons, I must say, are some of the finest gutbusters ever be shown at Dog Watch. So put on your life jacket, launch a disc into the player, and set sail. Welcome aboard." Oh, actually, they're not from Patchy. They're from Steven Spielberg himself, or Steven Hillenburg himself. They got his signature and everything. So that's so cool. Like, and they had these on like the first 5 or 3 or 4 or 5 seasons. I think it's at least the first 4. So yeah, it was just so cool. Like, why can't they do these for their more recent seasons? Like, they're just so boring these days. I mean, they're straightforward. You get what you pay for, but still. When they do these extra touches, that's what makes it all the more worthwhile to get them. Next up, we have Season 3 in the original box, as it came back in 2005, I think it was. And, yeah, let's read the letter for this one. And this is also when they started make the DVDs like very skinny, like this. They started in the original season, the original third season. It's not like that. And I'm sure it's like that in the original release, in the more recent release too, but it was like that in the original as well. So here we have, okay, "Ahoy there and welcome aboard. I once read an account of a shipwrecked sailor who was so hungry he ate an entire can of shaving cream. Well, if you're starving for more SpongeBob episodes, put the shaving cream down, because the third season box is arrived and it's Captain's meal. There be no weevils in this biscuit. Once again, I'd like to thank me loyal, able-bodied crew for all their toil, and of course the fans for keeping the show afloat and a steady wind of our sails. 3 cheers, Steven Hillenburg." It's actually kind of special having these, like, after... Now that, unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. So it's kind of somber to read these nowadays. Okay, next up we have the first SpongeBob movie, because that came in between Season 3 and 4. So I keep it in between box Seasons 3 and 4 in the collection. So we have the movie on DVD, first movie. I also have it on VHS too. I forgot I was going to show my VHS collection as well. Maybe I'll have to do that separate video, I'm not sure. And here we have it on Blu-ray, which I got recently just to kind of complement the DVD version. So yeah, why not? Just get them both for collection's sake. Next up we have Season 4, Volume 1. They did this for Seasons 4 through 6? Yeah, 4 through 6, where they have it divided into 2, basically. Like, they have divided into 2 volumes, essentially. But at least Season 4, they still have the note from Steven Hillenburg. "Look sharp there..." Wait. Oh. No. Sorry, it's not from Steven Hillenburg. Not 4 onwards. It's actually from Patchy. "Look sharp there, mates. It's me, Patchy the Pirate, president of SpongeBob SquarePants Fan Club. Here it is at last. What I've been waiting, hoping, and dreaming about. The fourth season of me favorite show about the adventures of me favorite yellow sponge that lives in a pineapple under the sea. I, the lads and lasses in Burbank and across the salty sea in Korea." Oh, interesting. I guess they have part of the team in Korea helping with the show. "And working hard, writing and drawing and painting and acting and swabbing the decks to make the best cartoon that ever sailed the 7 seas. I can't name me favorite episode because they all make me stomp me peg leg and clap me hook. And guess what, beanbuckos? They've all got the SpongeBob in them. So remember, as they say in Davy Jones' Locker, dead men tell no tales. Have no tales, and the poor little Skywags can't watch DVDs. And also, fun fact, I think I had a Season 4 Volume 2 before I had a Season 4 Volume 1. But yeah, moving on. We have Blair in this one too? Yes, we do. Oh yeah, by the way, the Volume 1, Volume 1 had a actually ad for Creature from the Krusty Krab on one side. Because this came out in 2006, and the Volume 2 came out in 2007. But by then, Season 5 was already airing. So that's kind of interesting. But for Season 4, Volume 2, hi, it's me again, Patchy the Pirate, president of SpongeBob SquarePants Fan Club. I've been keeping me eye out for this one, and now it's here, the second volume of episodes from Season 4, featuring my favorite Porfera? SpongeBob SquarePants. It does this poor old Scallywag's heart good to laugh out loud at the hard work the seafaring crew has been hard at work on. And now you can see for yourself what really makes me timber shiver. Since this booty be safe in your hands, I guess I'll sign off with a warning. Before you give someone a piece of your mind, make sure you got enough to spare. Or better yet, remember an apple a day keeps the scurvy away. And once again from Patchy, okay? It makes sense, though, that they stopped doing them from Steven Hillenburg after season 3. I should have figured that. I should have figured they do them differently after that. What's this one say? It's got... Oh, yeah, here it just advertises the books, basically. Colored books. Yeah, the ones you have to color. So, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so here we got season... Whoops. Season 5, Volume 1. So once again, it's 2 volumes. And there's no letter from Patchy, no letter from Patchy this time, okay. Either there wasn't one at all, or I'm missing it, so yeah. But, yeah, nothing more to say, just shaped like SpongeBob himself. Okay, Season 5, Volume 2, this one looks really cool. I remember being really excited when I got to. I just love the look of these things, too. Oh! Wait a second. This one's got the letter. Okay, I must be missing the one for Season 5, Volume 1. Yo ho ho! It be me, Patchy the Pirate, president of, you know. I've been busy swapping the kitchen and getting everywhere, everything in ship shape till Season 5, my favorite show, wash ashore. And blow me down, she's here. Can you believe the shenanigans that Jolly Yellow Fellow and his crew been up to? Why, going off to Atlantis in the Wild West, did you ever? And if that ain't enough, me favorite poor fud be preparing for his school picture. Quite a handsome devil he be. Brings a tear in me good eye. So, yeah, since it's treasure to be safely with you, I'm signing off. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, some of these episodes, yeah, not so good, but still. It's really cool when they add these special touches like this. It's really cool. Even though they're not from Steven Hillenburg, it's still cool that they made the effort to do that afterwards. So, that's Seasons 1 through 5 is the first 100 episodes of the show. So, after Season 5, they released this, the first 100 episodes of SpongeBob. And you should absolutely collect this, even if you got all the first 5 seasons, because this features something special in it. It's got, it says, one of the first 100 episodes, which actually this is like, yeah, this is 38 hours of content on in this set here. Yeah, the 14 discs. It includes content from Shanghai that was actually cut in subsequent reruns. Like, it's got the, like, all the, what am I trying to say? Like, it's the non-cut version of Shanghai, basically. Like, they include, like, all the build-up and stuff. Like, it's hard to say. Like, I'll put on text on screen, basically, what I'm talking about. But, yeah, it's basically worth collecting this just to see that, basically, if you haven't already. So, moving on. We have, Season 6, Volume 1 was start one of the shitty seasons. But, I will say that, this box set looks pretty cool. Like, they always look really cool. They do a really good job with the artwork and whatnot. But, yeah, no letter from Patchy for this one, and can't blame you. Does Patchy want anything to do with this? Because we don't. We have Season 6, Volume 2. So there's that. Next up we have Season 7, which is the first, just a single... I mean, they got just the regular old case, and they packed 4 DVDs into it, so that's about it. They do the same thing for Season 8, actually. So here's Season 8. It's where the show was not as bad, but it started to become kind of just middle of the road at this point, and it would stay that way, basically, for the foreseeable future. Here we have Season 9, which looks pretty cool. But, yeah, no more of the letters from Patchy anymore. This is more in the modern-day SpongeBob, basically. Actually, I think Season 9 was the start of the modern-day SpongeBob, essentially, like after the second movie. So, here it is. We have... So, after Season 9... Well, actually, the second movie came in the middle of Season 9, but this is it. This is it right here. SpongeBob's Sponge Out of Water. The second movie brings a lot of good memories to me because I saw it when I was... Because at the time of its release, I was... it was in my first year of university, like, towards the end of it. And I remember, like, just, I watched it, like, 2 or 3 times when it came out. I remember just loving it a lot. And I still like it. I still think it's a very good movie, actually. I still think it holds up, personally. But that's just my opinion. So, moving right along. We have season 10, the shortest season of SpongeBob, only 20 episodes. I think it was. So there's that. So with that, we have season 6 or 10, which is the episodes 101 through 200. So we have the next 100 episodes of SpongeBob. And I believe there's another collection out called the best 200 episodes, which is just basically these two put together, you know, the first and the next put together, essentially. And then we have season 11. I bet some of you didn't even know this is out yet. Well, you'll be surprised to know that actually season 12 is out too. So here it is. This is the most recent episode, or most recent season of SpongeBob they released on DVD. And I have not seen every episode of this yet, actually. So this is as far as I've watched, is like a few episodes into this. And the reason why is because, well, I don't find the episodes to be that enjoyable. Honestly, they're kind of a chore to sit through at this point. But nevertheless, that was season 12, and then came the third movie, Sponge on the Run. And this one was just okay at best, but from what I've heard, a lot of people just hated this movie outright. But yeah, that's the complete SpongeBob collection so far that I have, basically. Besides from some of the individual DVDs, just random episodes that they released, I don't have, but otherwise I'm quite content with this collection of SpongeBob DVDs, basically. But we're not quite done yet. Actually, we're almost done. We have, because I have the complete series of The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3. So the TV show based off Super Mario Bros. 3. And also, the complete collection of Super Mario World DVDs. So I just don't have the complete series of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, but that's fine. Otherwise, yeah, I got the complete series of all the Marios and whatnot. So yeah, that's my entire DVD, Blu-ray, and Ultra HD collection. And I guess I could do VHS movies, but the thing is, this alone went on much longer than I thought it would. So I guess I'll just edit this video and see if I have time left, and if not, then we'll just save that for next vlog. So yeah, I guess I'll edit this, and if not, then I don't have enough time, I will catch you guys next vlog. Bye.